All right, so today we're talking about SimX's, and what a SimX is an aerial that's the handles are going to cross over each other and create an X shape as they come through. So we're going to start by throwing a nice clean taut aerial. I don't want this chain loose. I want it pretty tight. And what we're going for is tapping one handle, sending it back to the other side, allowing the second handle to continue around in its circle, creating that X shape. The easiest way to get into this is forget tapping for the moment. Just as this comes around, go ahead, grab that handle and immediately drag it to the left side. Now it's only going to go so far. You're going to end up catching them, but that's okay. I want you to get used to this crossing motion so that they're not slamming into each other. Now, SimX's are very similar to eagles, butterflies, stuff of that nature, in the fact that you don't want these slamming into each other, which means you need to have them a little offset. One needs to be slightly in front of the other so that they can cross. So we're going to start by grabbing the handle and then just dragging it. Get used to this crossing motion. Once you've got that down, now we're going to start our taps. And the most important thing with the taps are that we're tapping the end of the handle, not the center, and not the top of the handle. By tapping the center or the top of the handle, all you're going to do is basically reverse the entire direction of the aerial, which we only want one handle to reverse. So tap the end, and we want to do a nice quick little tap, just like as if you were going to fake slap somebody. Or, not fake, but just lightly slap somebody. That's basically what we're going for. Just a quick little pop, and then it's back open, ready to catch the other handle. This is a very hard trick to learn. Took me years to learn this. At some point, I ended up hitting up Howard Lee and being like, yo, man, how do you do this? And there was nothing he could really tell me. It was just, you got to practice it. But I think I've got some things that'll help make this easier. The first being to go ahead and drag it, get used to that. The second is, instead of doing this where as it comes around and hits 3 o'clock, we tap and then wait for the other one to come around and we grab it at 3 o'clock, we're actually going to go more towards 12, 1 o'clock. That's where we're going to tap. And by doing it vertically, it makes it a little easier because the other one's just going to fall and cross. So I think the hardest part I had about learning this was how hard to tap it, because I would basically end up sending the entire thing back in that opposite direction. So by doing this at a vertical angle, it eliminates a lot of that probability for mistakes there. So get used to grabbing and dragging, and then we're going to start tapping around 12, 1 o'clock, and then ending at 12 and 6. And then once you've got that down, then we can start going from 9 and 3 o'clock. Now, I ripped my finger open the other day, so I really can't use this hand, but you can use the other hand to grab this if you want. And you end up in that straight line back like that. All right, troubleshooting. If they are still slamming into each other, instead of tapping straight up, that's horrible, we're actually going to smack it back with my hand pointed up just a hair, so that when I hit this thing, it actually goes behind this handle. And you can focus on making sure that they cross nicely instead of slamming into each other. The other key points are definitely hit the ends. Make sure you're not hitting the center or the top of the handle, because that will cause the entire thing to go back that direction, and we only want the one handle to cross. And the other point is going to be how hard that you tap this thing back. Now, if you have the control, then it's not really about how hard you're doing it, because if you do it too hard, it's just going to happen too fast. And so you'll have to do it twice or learn how to slow that down. And if you're not doing it hard enough, that is going to matter. So I don't want to tell you to really hit it back because you don't need a lot of force, but make sure that you're tapping it and not catching it and throwing it back. You really just, you need it to immediately spin backwards. All right, so I didn't dive too much into this. This is just to get you into this. You can obviously go from Simex straight into an Eagle and whatnot. There's a lot of things we can do with Simexes. Unfortunately, I destroyed this finger the other day when I got assaulted by a shelf at Lowe's, and so this is all I can really do right now. But we'll dive into this more in the future. For now, get used to the Simex. Let me know how it's working out for you.